The NBA is changing in a way that almost nobody saw coming. For years, the league was built around the idea that one superstar could reshape everything: the offense, the system, the culture, even the identity of an entire franchise. But the trend that started quietly a few seasons ago is now impossible to ignore. Teams are winning because of structure, because of movement, because of decision-making, because the system is stronger than any one individual piece. And the craziest part? Front offices know it, coaches know it, and players are realizing it too. Today, we're breaking down why the NBA is officially entering the smart systems era, and why this shift might define the next decade of basketball. Before anything else, we need to be clear. A smart system isn't just a bunch of passes or a coach yelling, "Move the ball." A smart system is a structure that maximizes every possession, removes wasted motion, increases decision speed, adapts instantly to matchups, forces defenses into impossible choices, and elevates role players to levels they couldn't reach on their own. The core of these systems isn't the star, it's the principles: spacing, cutting, trigger actions, dynamic ball screens, and players who can read the floor instead of just scoring on command. This is the backbone of modern winning. And when you look at the teams that have dominated the last few seasons, you start seeing the same patterns, different styles, but the same philosophy.
The shift didn't happen overnight. It came from a mix of analytics, rule changes, and roster realities. First, analytics started exposing the inefficiencies of hero ball. Isolation-heavy teams simply didn't win enough. The math punished bad shots, slow possessions, and predictable playmaking. Second, defenses became too smart. They learned how to load up, how to trap, how to shade help, how to force stars into the worst angles possible. Third, roster building changed. The luxury tax and new CBA made super teams harder to build and even harder to maintain. Teams had to find value in smarter ways, and the result was a league where depth and intelligence matter more than the raw star power of a decade ago. And finally, younger players grew up watching systems succeed. They know the Warriors built a dynasty on structure. They saw Denver win with synchronization, not just individual brilliance. They saw Miami and Boston maximizing every possession with movement and decisions, not just isolation. Players adapt to what wins, and what wins today is IQ, spacing, and structure. Stars still matter. They always will. But the way teams rely on them is very different from what we saw in the 2010s. Back then, a great star could drag a flawed roster to the playoffs by sheer force of talent. Today, you can't survive a 7-game series if the rest of the team can't read the floor, make fast decisions, defend multiple actions, and adapt on the fly. The NBA has become too complex. That's why coaches and front offices are valuing players who process the game fast, connectors, versatile defenders, reliable shooters, and high-floor contributors who elevate the system. And here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. A team with one superstar and a weak system is simply easier to defend than a balanced, connected team with multiple decision-makers. This new era isn't about reducing the importance of stars. It's about raising the importance of everyone else. And that shift is going to redefine the league. The biggest ripple effect of the smart systems era is happening right in front of us. Role players aren't just supporting pieces anymore. They are the gears that make the entire system work. A superstar can break a defense, but a connected group of high IQ players can break an entire series. Think about what wins now. A wing who rotates on time,
a guard who sees the skip pass before the defense reacts, a big who can screen, roll, read, and protect the rim without fouling, a shooter who relocates instinctively instead of standing still, a connector who keeps the possession alive instead of forcing a bad shot. These are no longer bonus skills, these are the foundation. Teams don't want specialists who only do one thing anymore. They want players who raise the efficiency of the entire system. In the past, a role player existed to fill a gap. Now, a role player can define the ceiling of a contender. This is the biggest valuation shift the NBA has seen since the rise of pace and space basketball. If you look closely, teams have already changed the way they build rosters. Front offices are scouting for decision-making IQ, defensive versatility, second-side playmaking, adaptability, players with a high motor and consistent habits, and low-ego skill sets that fit into complex systems. It's not about finding the next superstar. It's about finding players who amplify superstars and can still function when the superstar is doubled, trapped, or struggling. Teams that fail in the playoffs usually fail for one reason. They don't have enough players who can keep the system alive when pressure rises. This is why depth, intelligence, and balance are becoming more important than ever. Some franchises have already adapted. Others are still stuck in the old model, and they're paying the price. The next decade of the NBA is going to look very different from the last. We're moving toward a league where teams win with structure, not chaos. Role players gain value, not lose it. IQ becomes a premium skill, not an afterthought. Systems outweigh isolation, and stars are part of a machine, not the entire machine. The winners of the future won't be the teams with the biggest names. They'll be the teams with the best synchronization. This is the smart systems era, an era where every possession matters, every decision has weight, and the teams with the most connected structure will dominate, regardless of how many superstar signatures they have. The NBA will always be a star-driven league, but the formula for winning is evolving, and the teams that adapt first will control the next generation of basketball. This is more than a trend. This is a shift in philosophy, a shift in how the league thinks, plays, and wins. And if you want to understand the future of the NBA, you have to understand the systems shaping it.